Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and thanks for joining me for another video. This is Quita from AtHomeWithQuita, and here I share tips on how to plan a balanced life. So if you're new here, I hope you'll consider subscribing. So in today's video, I thought I would share with you a quick and easy planning routine that takes 15 minutes. Planning doesn't have to be super hard. It doesn't have to take a long time. You can literally do it in 10 to 15 minutes. So I'm going to share with you some quick and easy tips for you to be able to plan your week out. If it's a goal of yours, you've been looking to get into planning, but it just seems daunting. It seems overwhelming to you. You just need a simple process. That's what we're going to do today. I'm going to share with you really briefly. This isn't going to take too long because again, this is all about planning in a short period of time. So that's what we're doing on today's video. So let's get into it. All right, so this is my catch-all planner. You guys already know that this contains all things life, from my personal life to my business. Everything is planned out of this one planner. Okay, so the first step in the process is to determine your weekly focus. So I try to choose 3 things to focus on for that week to make sure that I am moving forward in the right direction. And it's like a top 3. So I want to make sure that they are important things that I need to focus on for that particular week. You can also do a daily top 3 if you'd like. Okay, so if we move on into the current week, which is here, I haven't quite decorated it yet. I'll show you kind of how that would look for me. Okay, so this is the weekly layout that I use, which is called vertical lined layout, and I love this layout because I can make lists. Okay, and so when it comes to doing my top 3 either for the week, because for me I feel like coming up with a top 3 for every day isn't really realistic for me, because you do want to make sure that it is measurable and realistic to you. So you don't want to make it something that you're just not going to be able to live up to. So for me, doing a top 3 for the week works best. And when it comes to that top 3, I do like to go ahead and schedule it out, and so I make sure to add it in on the day that I'm going to actually do that thing. So let's go ahead and just kind of talk through this process while I am creating my spread for this week. Okay, so I'm going to pull out all of the things. So I guess this is going to kind of be considered a plan with me as well. All right, and so most often every week I'll use pretty much the same things when it comes to planning. My sticky notes, and I keep all of that in my planner. And then I also got out some stickers here. So I've got my boxes, circles, and things like that. I am ready to go. We got dots, we got it all, okay? So you guys already know that I pretty much plan more simple now, and I choose just a couple of different colors to add to my weekly spread. Okay, so remember, we are trying to speed through this thing. We are not trying to take a lot of time to plan, because this video is all about how you can plan your week in 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, so let's move on over to our week, and so that way we can get started with our planning. All right, so we are in the week of the 13th. And so I hadn't had a chance to plan my week out, just because I wanted to do it for you guys here so you could see my tips on how you can plan quicker. So again, step 1 in the process is determining your weekly focus. Again, just to reiterate, I like to choose just a few things to spread out over the course of the week, as opposed to doing a top 3 every day. It's just too much for me. And I just add them to the day that I think I'll be able to best achieve that. Okay, so let's go ahead and just start adding a couple of different elements onto our page. And I should have my timer going, you guys. And I'm going to be doing a lot of talking in this video, so the video may be over 10 to 15 minutes, but that's again because I'm doing a lot of talking. So don't judge that time frame and say, hey, it took you a long time to plan and you weren't able to plan in 10 to 15 minutes. So that would be the reason why. All right, because I'm trying to talk you through the process as well. Okay, so let's do I'm adding these to those particular days that I know I want to have a weekly top focus. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and write in what that would be on those 3 days. So my main focus on Monday is to prepare and have Addison's Bible study. That's what's gonna be in the forefront of my mind. That is the most important thing that I'm gonna be doing on that day. So I wanna make sure to write it in. Okay, and again, you guys know this is going to be different for each one of us. And typically when it comes to being really thinking of the most important things, that is for me going to probably be centered around spiritual things. So Wednesday is no different. I want to be prepared for a meeting, a religious meeting, so that I can have all my Bible study and prep done. So I'm going to write that here as well. Now, when it comes to business things, I don't write that stuff here. So I do have top focuses for other parts of my life. This is only just my personal life. Okay, so that is at 7:30, and I want to be prepared for that. All right, and then when it comes to Friday of this particular week is going to be to plan out and make sure everything is prepped for our gathering, if you will, on Saturday. We're having some friends over, and there's a lot of work that I need to do prior to Saturday. So I'm going to pressure wash. Okay. And actually my son's going to do that, but I want to manage that and oversee that, and really party prep. Make sure that everything is ready. Okay, go out and buy the food and do all of the things that I need to do to be able to make sure that we are ready for Saturday. Okay, so that is my weekly focus for this week. I do have other things that I need to make sure that I do that are just as important or somewhat important, like my meetings on Sunday. I do have things that I need to prep for that as well. So technically I should go ahead and add that there because that is important, very important. I want to make sure that I'm prepared, and I do all of my preparation on different days. From when it comes to our meetings, like I have a whole schedule, a whole Bible schedule for that. But the main things I want to look at is that we do have a meeting on Wednesday and we do have a meeting on Sunday, and I want to make sure I'm prepared for that. Okay, so that is my top focus for the week. So again, step 1 is determine your weekly focus. So step 2, you want to look at any important dates. So that's where I go into my at a glance pages, and I'm going to look and I'm going to see, do I have anything planned for the week? We talked about this on my monthly planning video, which I'm not sure, maybe it hasn't gone live yet, but I want to see what I have going on for the particular week that we're in, the 13th through the 19th. Okay, and it looks like we do have, of course, I just mentioned to you, a party on Saturday, the 18th, food truck Friday on Friday. I don't put things like my meeting and recurring things on here. It's just like important dates that are not, that don't occur again. Okay, and then so I do have that there, and I probably put that on my monthly as well. And so this is my full monthly planned out. And so I'm basically going to just scan across, and I'm going to go ahead and transition those dates to the weekly. Now, if you don't plan by the month, that's fine. Or if you don't plan by the week, you only plan by the month, that's fine as well. You're basically taking these tips and applying this to whatever method you currently use. Okay, so we know that there is a food truck Friday that we're going to try to make, because we did just say that we have a lot going on Friday in terms of getting prepared for the party. But I want to write it in because I want to plan for it just in case we do have time to do that. Okay, so food truck Friday, and then Thursday, Addison has gymnastics at 4:20. And then we have our family worship on Thursdays as well. Okay, and I'm sorry, I'm writing backwards. I should have started at Monday and worked my way this way. Tuesday, I don't think we have anything going on. Wednesday, again, we have our meetings, as you can see. Thursday, Friday, friends over, and then our ministry on Saturday as well. Okay, and friends over. See, when you're kind of prepared on the front end with getting your monthly planning done and your at-a-glance pages done, then it makes this part of the process super easy. Okay, and then I have my meeting here on Sunday. And other than that, that's it for the week. This is just standard stuff. Again, I've highlighted my top 4 important things that I want to make sure that I'm prepared for. And so the space at the bottom is what I typically use for my lists. Any lists, any additional things that need to happen during the week are going to be outlined at the bottom there, okay? So step number 3 for me is I try to have batch days. Things or days where I'm going to do bulk work of any kind. So those are important if you want to get a lot of things done at once. And so I typically like to do, for instance, with my business, I like to batch film on a certain day. I like to answer all emails, deal with brands and all that stuff on one day. And that just helps me able to break things up. And I feel like I'm more productive during that time frame. And the same thing with your home life. Sometimes I'll have like a cleaning day and I'll just say I'm doing all of the cleaning on this one day or most of the cleaning on this one day. And so since I know that I have that party or event coming up, I'm going to schedule myself a cleaning day. And of course you will also have cleaning done on other days. But since I know that I have that coming up, I want to be prepared. And I am going to do that between Thursday and Friday. And I will list the things that I know I need to clean. Again, we have the pressure washing there, so we know we need to do that. Okay, and so let's just write to do. Okay, so I know I need to clean the back patio. I need to clean the basement. I need to clean the dining room. All right, those are the main things that I know I need to clean beforehand. Also, I'm gonna clean the fridge. I did a little tidy up, but I'm gonna actually clean it up. And then my office. Okay, so I'm going to schedule it for Friday and just have a whole day of cleaning. I'm also tidying up throughout the week, so it shouldn't be that hard to get those things done. But that's going to be my main cleaning day where I just turn everything off, put my little playlist on, get that music going, get in the zone, and just do all the things cleaning. Okay, and that's just what works for me. So that's kind of an example of batching. So that's going to be different based on what you know you need to batch, but that works so well for me. I will also sometimes batch out my spiritual stuff. So remember I told you I had some prep stuff that needed to be done for the meetings every single week. I may do that all in one day. So I'm just giving you an example of how you can batch tasks. I think batching tasks are just so awesome because it allows you to just sit down with one frame of mind to complete all of those things centered around that one thing. You're not all over the place. So batching is very beneficial. And so if you've never tried doing things that way, I would definitely try that and see how that works out for you. So when it comes to everything else, again, because there's nothing else that I need to particularly schedule, I'll look at my inbox just to make sure. But most of the time at this point, after I've done my monthly planning, I've already transitioned everything I need to transition from out of my inbox onto my at a glance pages or onto my calendar, my monthly calendar. And so that's already done by this point. So I don't necessarily need to come here unless I want to grab additional tasks and just be a go-getter this month and do more than what I've already allotted myself out to do. And so I'll just scan down here and I'll see if there's anything that I can pick out that can be done in addition to what I've already scheduled myself to do. Okay, so that's just a part of my process, but most often it's already written on my monthly in the sidebar here. And as you can see, I didn't pick anything yet for this month, so typically that would already be done, but I didn't do that in this particular case for whatever reason. Maybe I just forgot about it. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just do that now while we're here. And then when it comes to moving it from my monthly to a weekly, I just pick a week. And typically that's done when I get ready to plan out my week. I'll look here on the monthly to see what I can pick to add to whatever day, or I'll just add it to the sidebar here until I can figure out what day I want to get that done. So that's just something that works for me. So I know I wanted to hire a cleaning service, y'all, just to help a little bit more with the cleaning. Is right now just me and my husband and the family, and I could use a little help. I was talking to one of my friends and I told her, we were talking about cleaning, and she was like, "You clean your own house?" I said, "Yeah, I clean my own house. I get to save a lot of money. It's not always fun." And I just never had a chance to hire a cleaning service full time. We have had people come in and clean every now and then, but we don't have anybody full time that comes and cleans. That's me, okay? So I want to try it out and see if that's something that will work for me and free up my time to be able to do other things. So comment below, let me know, do you guys have a cleaning service? I'd love to see what percentage of you guys actually have a cleaning service and what your thoughts are on hiring someone full time to maybe come once a month or once a week to clean up. So comment below and let me know. So I definitely want to try that out to see if that could work for us. Okay, so that's one thing that I want to definitely take from my inbox. And what I'll do once I actually do that, then I'll come here and I will check it off as done. Okay, and then I want to put Addison in a camp because it is summer break and she needs to go to somebody's camp, okay? All right, let's see. Oh, I need a faucet for the bathtub. Why am I spelling faucet wrong? Okay. Oh, y'all, I need to check this out. I already redesigned our website. If you didn't know, I cleaned it up and reorganized it. It looks so good. So head on over to fancyplansco.com and let me know what you guys think. All right, so let's see. Okay, all right, and then we need to schedule for Addison to get her passport. All right, so those are some things that I pulled over that I do every single month from my inbox just to make sure I'm getting all the things done. Typically, I'll dump it out into my inbox first, just as I'm thinking of things. And then when I get ready to plan for my monthly, I'll come and I'll write in a couple of things that I can chip away at that list. And then from there, again, we go into our weekly, and then we may pick one or two things or maybe all of the things and add them to that particular week. It all just depends on what I've got going on. Okay, so this is kind of how things would start to look for me. And at the end of the week, things will look completely different because I'm constantly adding things here that I know I need to do. Okay, so I wanted to see if I could grab another sticky note from here and just add it onto the page as decor for now, and then eventually something will get written in that spot. As you can see, you see how simple things are for me now? I mean, I literally only use a couple of different elements when it comes to planning. And I like that now. I like the simpler way. And I might go back to a more in-depth way of planning in terms of using all of the stickers and things like that. You just never know with me, okay? But right now I'm feeling real good about the simplicity of things, okay? All right, I want to go to Trader Joe's on Saturday. So basically at this point, because you've already done your batching, and that also can pertain to shopping, errands, things like that. You do all of that stuff at one time, as opposed to one day going here, one day going there. So batching is very beneficial. So those are really my 3 tips, you guys, when it comes to planning. If you want to just plan really simply, really quick, you don't want to take you don't want to take a lot of your time. You just want to kind of get it all done. You're not using that many stickers, but for you still, things might appear to be a little complicated and you kind of scatterbrained and don't really know how to start, where to start. That's a great way of doing things, is just really thinking about those 3 tips I just gave you guys. Again, step 1, determine what your weekly focus is. I've done that here at the top. Step 2, look at all of your important dates. So I did that by looking at my monthly calendar, and I transitioned things over to the weekly as I've scheduled them here. And then any additional things that I've put from my inbox will be dropped in that particular week, either on the sidebar here or on a particular day that I know I can get that particular task done. And then 3, try to do batch days if you can. So figure out a lump of tasks that all are pretty much the same sort of thing and schedule them to do all at one period of time. And that really helps to be able to plan super quick, 10 to 15 minutes tops, and you've got everything outlined that you need to do for that particular week, and you feel like you are ready to tackle the week. All right, so that is it, you guys. I wanted to share that with you, because a lot of times people don't get into planning because they feel like it just takes too much time. But it doesn't, especially if you don't use all of the things. As you can see, I just used a couple of stickers and sticky notes and dropped it in, but mostly just pen to paper, and that worked very well for me, okay? And that will work very well for you too. So give it a try. Try those 3 tips out and tell me what you think. I hope they help you in some way to get your life planned out so that you can start chipping away at those goals. So thank you guys so much for watching today. I really appreciate you stopping by my channel to catch this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it so much so that you'll give me a thumbs up. You'll consider subscribing to my channel if you're new here. And of course, you'll come back by and catch another video, in which case I'll see you guys then.